Welcome back to the Wildcat Sanctuary Spay Marathon. We have 2 full days of big cat spays. Alyssa is next on the docket. So the cats were sedated in their bedrooms, put into a crate and brought up to Rescue Bay where they were weighed. Did she weigh 265 is what I heard, 265 pounds? Much smaller than we thought she would be, but she's been on a very good wellness plan so that she wasn't too rotund for her spay. They are intubating on the ground and then they will bring her up to the surgery table. So Paulina did really well and is already sternal in her room. So you cannot imagine how heavy that skull is to lift up for intubation. I'm gonna try and go around here, see if I can get So Paulina's spay went well. We're glad we spayed her. Her uterus was larger than normal, which usually means she's had babies in the past, and it was full of fluid. When they looked at it, they realized she did have a small pyometra, so it was really glad that we did spay her. Now we're on to Alyssa today. It's
Did someone try to call Lynette?
So if you're just joining us for the Wildcat Sanctuary in Sandstone, Minnesota, we're in our on-site vet hospital that so many of our donors helped us build. We are doing Spay Day on Liliger Alyssa here today. She's been intubated and will be put on her table. And just like Paulina, it's so important to spay the cats, especially the ones that have been used for cub petting breeding or speed breeding by the exploiters. And we want to make sure that she doesn't get mammary cancer or cancer, and that she doesn't get pyometra, which is a deadly infection in the uterus. And so this is a preventative surgery to make sure she's healthier for the remainder of her life, similar to why you spay and neuter your pets. And on top of it, as a true sanctuary, we do not breed animals. We don't want them to have more babies in captivity. And so that is an added benefit. They were able to capture some of Paulina's paw prints. So this will be in our next auction with Paulina's print on the back. And now it's Alyssa's turn. You can see she's got, being a Liliger, she has a spot pattern that adult lions do not have. Sorry, Dr. Cam.
Oh, you're fine.
Just showing her the spot pattern, which is very specific to the Liliger. She's got longer fur. You can even see the spotting still on her sides there. And so we will be here as we're prepping for surgery, just like with all of our procedures. We'll step out before cutting or things that are sterile begin. So right now they're just checking to see if she has an umbilical cord hernia. Sometimes cats will have those, very small. We've.
There's a pooch.
So if you're joining us, we're the Wildcat Sanctuary in Sandstone, Minnesota. You are behind the scenes on a spay day of a Liliger. We are doing 4 procedures over 2 days. We have double the vet team here today to make sure that we are fully staffed for 4 cats, not only for the pre-procedure, getting all the equipment, everything autoclaved, but also the recovery, because with us, the recovery is longer than the procedure itself. It's up to 10 days. We have in their rooms, making sure they don't get infected in their incision, that they don't mess with their incision, that they're taking their post-op medications. So she will be in her room for 10 days, just like Paulina will be. We've set it up so they have 2 rooms, so we can clean one room and shift them to the other. And as you know, taking your animal to the vet is expensive, and it is definitely expensive to do big cat spays and surgeries like this, from the medication to the vet staff. Thankfully, we have some volunteer vet staff, but we also have some paid vets here as well. And so all of that can cost upward of $5,000 for a procedure like this, including pre-op, post-op, all the medication, the vet expenses, things like that. So any donation is helpful. We have a sponsor, Miss Ellen. I want to thank Ellen C. for sponsoring 2 of the big cat spays this week, but we still would love to raise funding for the final 2 procedures tomorrow. So any donation, $100 is so helpful, $50 is helpful. Any amount means a lot. You can do that by donating at any link on Facebook to our general operations. You can make a donation by calling Lynette at 320-245-6871. You know, we always make sure that every resident at the sanctuary gets not only preventative vet care, intake exams, but elective procedures like this that can definitely help them stay healthy through life. And of course, you know, the geriatric specialized care we do as well to so many residents here at the sanctuary. So Alyssa Liliger has got great teeth on this side. So people often ask, what did we do with all the belly fur? Well, we collect the belly fur and we usually burn it or release it with the ash ceremony after they've gone, and we've kept it for a long time. Because so many of the animals we have are protected species, it would be illegal for us to sell at auction or to you know, make a profit of it. And we don't want to give it away because to me it's part of the animal. And so we definitely keep it and dispose of it in the most proper way to not violate any regulations, as well as not disrespect the animal that we're caring for. So we're hoping to get some paw prints from her as well for some of future auction. We're putting in a catheter. And what's nice to have a team this large on a day like this is that we can do multiple things at once, keeping her time under sedation at a minimum, because spay surgeries themselves can be up to 2 hours if things get complicated, and we don't want to add more anesthesia time on a big cat. So being able to do catheters, blood work, microchip if we need, physical exam, all while they're prepping for surgery, really saves time and is also so much better for the cat.
Tie her legs down in the front.
I'll tell you that a year ago when the team was doing something similar in April, it did not feel like this. We were in that crowded hospital, all working over each other, squishing each other, trying to find room for the crate. We had to move out of the prep room. Having this new hospital is just a godsend, not only for the space to prep, but to have everything ready that's needed, to have room to move around and do surgery, prep, to run the lab, and most importantly, the rescue bay for unloading and recovery. And then I think something we're really excited about is the education of our staff members that have been coming in and being able to watch little by little what's taking place. I will tell you these days are a lot less stressful than they used to be when we didn't have Dr. Camper, Dr. Campbell, and our visiting vet team, when it was just small team. And, you know, in the early days, sometimes I remember the early days, we were doing neuters and spays on my kitchen table or in a heated garage. We've come so far because of all of you. And it's so wonderful to be able to pass on all that progress to the animals in our care, because we are seeing animals that need much more care. They're coming from exploiters and breeders. They're not just pet owner surrenders. Now she's going to get her fur's going to get vacuumed. And so having this expertise and team here is just amazing. So when we come in here, it's a little loud right now, but it's been great to be able to watch the procedure for the staff that want to. We have people rotating in because part of our safety protocol is once she has begun to cut, then anybody that's not directly working with the animal, sorry, got a lot going on today, working with the animal needs to come into the viewing room so that it's more sterile, and that if there were an emergency, that less people are around the cat. That's a loud vacuum. But also, it's not only this going on today. We have volunteers today. Tomorrow we have the same type of procedures, and we have crew day volunteers tomorrow. So there is always multitasking going on here at the sanctuary. Kelly, what were you thinking? How did you think the first surgery went, and to be able to see it on the big screen?
It went so smoothly, and then watching it here was really, really cool. Yeah, Justin was able to zoom right in, and I think everybody got a lot from being in here.
Yeah, and Dr. Camper is assisting today, so she was actually in the viewing room with us while the surgery was taking place, which was awesome because she was able to educate and answer questions of the interns and staff that came into view. So we have everybody scheduled for hour blocks so that the extended team that's not working on the cat can come out and sit in the viewing room along with us during the procedure, as well as being able to have staff and interns in the viewing room as well. And we have a microphone this time, so we're going to actually get to hear the vets what they're saying and everything. So it's not just visual, it's actually audio. So as they're making decisions, having conversations about anesthesia, all of that, our staff and interns can learn from that as well. We appreciate you guys being with us today. We'll keep you posted. Like I said, as Paulina is already woken up for her from her surgery, she's sternal. She's being watched by caretakers. So that's what's so important about having so many people in multiple teams, is why this team is here working on the next cat. We still have the cats that are recovering down being supervised by trained staff, our caretakers, as well as vet team members. And so we're able to be efficient and get 4 big cat procedures done in 2 days. So it's gonna be a long marathon on top of the VIP event we had over the weekend, which was a marathon, and the week of the Big Cat Sanctuary Alliance. I think we're all looking forward to next week, where we kind of get to get back to our regular routine. Well, we'll touch base, and Judson will let you know how all the patients are doing later today. We'll determine based on the day and if there's time to do another live post. But otherwise, stay tuned for tomorrow, when we have Lion Sisters Alana and Aurora coming in for their intake, for some wellness exams and their spays. So thank you, thank you. We can only do this amazing work because of all of your ongoing support. So it means so much to each and every one of us.